right. And we're live. Hello. It is 4:21 p.m. It is, wow, I can't talk. I haven't used my voice yet this year. It's 4:21 p.m. It's January 1st, 2019, the first day of the year. And it's time to make indie games. Last time I streamed was 2 or 3 days ago. And what I was working on was the scene where Euler is unlocked. The next day I kept pushing on that scene, and I can show you what that looks like now. So this is what that scene looks like. Rue goes in. Hey, who's that? What? So that's kind of like the stub of the scene. I did change it quite significantly, because I thought this was cuter. So I did that scene. That was like a day of work to get this all in working and everything in Engine. Obviously it needs lighting and stuff. I'm just kind of blocking it out right now. After that I went and I blocked out some other scenes for later in the game, stuff that I couldn't stream because it's kind of like secret. So I've spent a day or two doing that, and that leads us up to, and then today I didn't do anything because I woke up super hungover about 3 hours ago and mostly feel like death. But we're gonna start the year off right. Gonna try to stream, and don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. I think what I want to do, let me open the editor. We're gonna have to do that. So I've got, I just quickly capped all the scenes, captured all the scenes. So like here's the scene where Rue's unlocked. I mean, it's fine for a stub. I think that's probably fine. It's actually probably one of the furthest along ones. Here's the one where Euler is unlocked. You saw this one. Hey, what? That's Euler. And now I wanted one where Quat's unlocked, right? And, well, we did this one. I think it's shit. I think I streamed making this one. Where are we? So, Rue's here. She bangs her head on the wall. And then this is the scene. I like things about it. I hate this part where it has to turn around. I think I want to make it so that the camera's just straight here facing Quat. Yeah, no, I mean, in general, I hate it. I want it to be something I don't hate. Don't know how yet. So that's about where we are. Hey, Angry Moose, what's up, man? Would you rather talk about philosophy? Pretty. I'm starting to feel like nihilism today. Feeling bigger on nihilism than usual. Also pro water. Debating making a bunch of crazy New Year's resolutions, you know, all the usual. I think I've decided to quit drinking forever. That'll probably last, I don't know, like a month, maybe. Probably less. Philosophy isn't gonna figure out how to make this scene not look like shit. It's okay, you don't have to be smart to understand this. This is just, what do we want the game to be? Right here. I think my biggest beef is this scene. Like, I don't like breaking, we broke the 180-degree rule. I don't mind this. From here zooming out, Quats and shadow. Obviously that has to be done better. This I hate. I think that's my real beef. So what if it was like... what do I want this to be? I'm gonna put up Maya. This might be a short stream, guys. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I see, I chose -180 to -10 for the frame range. Because of course I did. Panels. Did I also... I thought for this one I had a camera. I just have the camera above the character while a drum roll plays and then flip to the front. I mean, I definitely like the idea of a drum roll playing to introduce him. I'm definitely going to be talking to my audio guy starting to... well, whenever... I should email him. It looks like I might actually be able to get Pat, which is sweet. I didn't think I'd get to. I thought he was full up. But I kind of got to work around his schedule. So where would you do the drum roll flip? Like, I don't mind this. Cut in here, cut out. And maybe like, I'm thinking like maybe he just jumps off and then we don't do this thing where we flip the camera. Maybe I have to do this in engine. I thought I had the camera in my scene. Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably what I'm gonna go with. He just jumps off that, and then I cut. I just don't do that other camera cut that's breaking the 180-degree rule for no reason. I also kind of like the idea of the map being in the background rather than nothing in the background, so I kind of want to take the entire scene and rotate it, basically, from when he's landing. I do want him to kind of land like a, like a UFO, not like a UFO, but like a Mars rover landing. That's kind of important to me. So why aren't you here? Let's start with the basics. All right, let's. Where's, yeah. Are you, no, the entire camera's animated in here. Okay. So what I want to do is cut. Guys, I'm gonna be coughing all stream. I'm really sorry. Time the, yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'll animate it and then I'll tell Pat to make the drum roll a certain, like, way and make the cymbal crash a certain way. I might be able to get Mitchell to do it, actually. I should give him a shot. I mean, I'm not sure what his availability is either, but I suspect he's significantly more available. All right, let's take this camera cut out. Let's just start with, we don't even have this. Can I do that? And then let's also have, let's see how quickly. It's the other half of this that I want. I wonder why it's like that. Oh, right, yeah, okay. So just to stub this in real quick. Can I turn your ass around? So I wish I had not turned on whatever this is because I don't remember how to turn it off. Do you remember when we set up this trail? Damn it. That's hella obnoxious. No. I want to disable. Oh, there we go. Whew. Okay, so I love all of this. I just want to flip it 180 degrees. Wait, what just happened? What's your deal? Are we done with exporting? Do we no longer do that? I have some concerns. Oh, right. Sorry, I rewrote this script to... Damn it. Probably gonna have to do that with everything. I should have a pop-up error when you're trying to export a rig that doesn't exist. Long story short, I reworked this tool slightly to just, instead of using the nice names, use the full names, which looks hideous, but I just have too many instances where I have like multiple things named in the same, like with the same child namespace. So I just need to include namespaces. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to bring that in. Good. Okay, so now Quat's turned around, which is actually what I want. I want the camera to be here. Or wait, this is the wrong way to do it. Let's look at the yaw of the camera. Set all of these to be 0. Can I do that? No. And then, so now you face that way. Another thing I want to do. Show me your X location. Kind of like that. Okay, so you're there. And the last thing I want to do is move this key. So it's peculiar. some time for him to jump. And then maybe like a second sooner than before. And cut here. Maybe cut like here. So obviously that's going to need some work. But I think that's a lot closer. Let's get there. So why are you upside down here? What did I actually do here? Like, so zoom way the hell out. Into the sky. Can I like... Now what I have there is just a completely different model. So this is fake. Interesting. This is just a static mesh hanging out. Well, that's gonna have to change. Not a ton, just a little. That's gonna have to change. We'll worry about that second then. First, let's worry about the part that's already animated. So when he drops into the scene, I kind of want him to come from above. that will be his new trajectory. Let's export that. Did I ever export this as well? Okay. Why does he... Wait a minute. Is that edited at all? Still feels like he's coming... Maybe I need a better camera. Like, maybe... Even here, you should be kind of like... pointing down a little. Gotcha. Hey, stay thirsty. Happy New Year's, man. You have a good whatever it is you did. Wherever it is you are. You, celebrate in the manner of your choosing. To your satisfaction. Oh wait, why did I start playing the game? God damn, I am... I'm in rough shape here, stay thirsty. Went out to some places, cool. I made some regrettable decisions. Did it the American way. No, it's nothing serious. I just drank a lot. More than someone should who is my age and knows better. But I mean, how many times in a life do you get to celebrate a New Year's? Quite a few, actually. Like, quite a few. There's no reason for this. I need to quit drinking. But again, I think I said the same thing last year. I said the same thing last year on a stream, which is the real depressing thing. But yeah. Woke up at like almost 1 o'clock. I'm really not a fan of my behavior. The other thing is I went out to, at least I'm dependable. Yeah, you can, that's the thing. I mean, is it more important to be right or is it more important to be consistent? You can make a pretty strong argument consistency is the most important thing. We're in tech. Wow, thanks, man. The mute ticks. I appreciate that. Brazil's great. I've always wanted to visit. You know, I've never been to South America. I'm like super jealous. Quit working on January 1st would be easier than quitting drinking? Oh, keep drinking. I don't know, man. I don't think I could give up the work. I don't know what the hell I'd do. I'd be very bored. Yeah. It's more important to be drunk. Where are you in Brazil? The Mutex. Like, hold on 1 second. Answer that question. I'll be 1 second. Campo Grande, west of Sao Paulo. Cool. Oh wow. Wait, what the fuck? Yo, what's up with Google Maps? Why is it a sphere? What the hell are they doing? This is so weird. I'm too hungover for this. This is actually disorienting. Alright. Can I go back? Stop it. Alright. So yeah. Dude, cool. I'm always torn. Like, Brazil is pretty safe. There's places in South America where I'm like, I kind of don't want to disappear. Like, I fit the world is enough missing white girls. I really don't want to be another one. But I really do think it'd be fun to check out like somewhere in the jungle. Maybe in Peru. Peru's pretty safe. I think most of Brazil is pretty safe. I'd have to research it. At one point I thought it'd be really fun to like, this is on my bucket list. Someday, I'm gonna fly down to Patagonia. I'm gonna check out the Torre del Paine. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Down at the very most southern tip. On the Chilean side. I'm gonna check out the fjords. I'm probably gonna do this like over Christmas break when it's summer there. And then I'm gonna fly up and celebrate the New Year somewhere in Brazil. And then I'm gonna fly home. It's gonna be like a week and a half, 2-week trip. I don't know when I'm gonna do this, but it's on my list. What's the biggest city in Brazil? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I fly up to Buenos Aires. That would be fun. Land of meat and wine. I'm not a fan of the sphere thing, Angry Moose. Tortilla del Plain. Have you ever seen the I'm not sure if it's one of the wonders of the world, but it's beautiful. I've always wanted to hike the W around the Torre del Paine. Looks stunning. Plus, there's so much to see down in Patagonia. You know, like it's just a biome you don't experience often. Going and seeing like glaciers and shit. Cool. I'll do this someday. It's especially nice because like that happens over, like it's summer there right when it's Christmas here. And that would help me escape my family for the Christmas. How did you learn UE4 so well? I want to be better at it. Any tips? Well, I mean, mostly the way I learn is I mean, that's a hard thing to answer because different people learn in different ways, and I'll tell you what I did, but it's so super random. Mostly I have a thing I need to do or that I really, really want to do, and then I figure out how to do it. And it's just a series of that on repeat. There's no, like I've never picked up a book. I basically never do any research into anything I'm about to do. I just, sometimes it's for work where they're like, look, we need to, the most interesting things usually come out of problems for me. It's like, look, we have to come up with a way of making characters look lifelike, but we can't give you any AI support. Come up with something. Or it'll be like, there's a problem you need to solve for a team. That's how I did most of the learning, I would think. Some of it comes from within. It's like there's things I hate. I hate doing turn in place and transition animations, and I'm always coming up with ways to not have to do them, to find more efficient ways to do them, that sort of thing, and that'll drive some creativity. Hey, Port Ponky, what's up, dude? Yeah, I've used it professionally for like almost 10 years, I want to say. I mean, I switched from Homebrewed engine to Big World to Unreal by the time I was in my, yeah, so I've been using the Unreal Engine for about 10 years. It used to be UE3 and then I was in UE4. So yeah, it's just, I open it every day. I do something in Unreal every day. Even on pretty much every day, actually. Yeah, there's basically no case where that isn't true. Poor Ponky. I thought if I was too hungover to work, I might stream your game. Especially now that you're here. It's tempting. But I do feel like I'm in the middle of a thing, so I probably shouldn't. Poor Punky just released a flower arrangement game that you should all buy. You're starting a new game dev project. Cool. Do you know what you want to do already, or I haven't been following the Discord? Why did Google do this? I mean, I guess you gotta try things. Can't get mad at progress. Is this progress though? Seems shitty. Hey, thanks, the mute talks. Is there a big conference in South America? Stick it to the flat earthers. Like, I'd love to, I want to, I mean, I love GDC, but I want to go to one conference each year that's not GDC. Like, I really enjoyed Norway and that was fun. But I've never been to South America, and I would kill to go there. And it seems silly, like, that I feel like there's got to be a way to make that happen. Brazil Game Show. Oh. Is there an English version of this? Maybe that's Yeah, good point. I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. Hey, Rod's going. Shit, I fucking love Rod. Oh my god, I'd love to see him. Okay, so I won't be the only person that doesn't, like, that speaks English. Do you think they'll have a translator? Nolan Bushnell? Yeah. That's a good lineup, man. This is some serious shit. When is this? In 281 days? That's not helpful. Crap. There's an English version of the site, right? I'm just too stupid to say it. Maybe it's ingressos? No, that's not what that is. October? Cool. Alright. I'm gonna find a way to go with this. I don't know how, but that fits well. Like, I plan to launch sometime in Q3 or Q4 next year. So October would be, like, good. Alright, I'm gonna find a way. Rod doesn't speak Spanish, so if he's allowed to go. Wait, is this Portuguese or Spanish? I am that stupid. It's Brazil. This is in Brazil, so it's Portuguese, yeah? Yeah, okay. I should probably get the basics right here. I'm putting this in my calendar. It's also time for me to start thinking about GDC, which is like, the topic this year is a lot easier than last year. I don't know what to make fun of in the industry this year. Like, I always have to do a comedy bit for my favorite thing every year is I do a 5-minute talk at GDC. That's the funny one. And so long as it's every year I get to be the highest rated one in that section, so they have to keep inviting me back. That's how I get my free GDC badge. So I put a unusually large amount of thought into that fucking 5-minute talk every year because I need that free badge. So I'm already thinking about it. I got the writing prompt. I've got 3 months to come up with a killer 5-minute talk. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Brazil game show submission deadline. Is it big? Are these two different things? That's a different thing. That's June. The meta for GDC this year is that GDC is a giant scam. Big is for indies. Do you think I should go to big? That's in July. It'll be a lot harder to swing that one. Probably can't. Okay. I'm more likely to get in, but I'm less likely to be able to go. The crap is this? Internet. If I spell Brazil weird. Brazil? Bookmark. No. Sorry. Find, motherfucker. Why? Is this not Chrome? Did I open up a weird thing? Man. Okay, look. Let's just assume that the deadline is in. I'm gonna have this figured out. Let's see, I'll get back from March, or from GDC around March. How about on Easter Sunday, I figure out Brazil game show. I can just ping like Rami and different people and be like, I want to go to this, and they'll help me. And I'll figure it out. Doing. Make fun of AAA companies. That's, I could do that. I feel like it's easier to make fun of indies now that I'm in this space, right? Like, you kind of got to make fun of what you are. It's AGDQ soon? I don't know what that means. You know, another one I've never been to, and I've been told a million times I should go, is there's the one in Germany, the one that's oh, what's it called? A maze? Berlin? It's supposed to be amazing. I don't know if I'll get to do that. So, Andre, here's my deal, right? Like, I'm not made of money. So I'm gonna take advantage of something. I am making a game entirely in Blueprint, and I'm friends with Epic. So I got that going for me. And so what I'm gonna do is I'll either go to... The best case scenario would be if I can wiggle into PAX East, even though I missed the deadline, by getting like a group booth with a bunch of other UE4 devs here in Boston. Like, if we all throw money down, we might be able to convince Epic to like do the thing where they double your booth space. If that doesn't pan out, my plan is to go to EGX, because Epic will, anybody that has an Unreal Engine game and gets into EGX, Epic will double your booth space for free. So I think I'll probably I'll do one of those. I don't know if I can do both without losing my mind. PAX East is rough because it's literally like GDC 1 week, and then I would fly here back to Boston because I live here, and then it would be PAX East that week. I have the advantage of being a local to Boston, but it's still like a lot of work. Like a lot. And it sucks to try to set up a show like when you're out of town the week beforehand. I gotta figure it out. I'm on the fence over which one I should do. If I should do PAX East because I'm here and it seems obvious, or if I should go to EGX because I know Epic doubles your booth. Just they've already announced that they're gonna do that for everybody. Tell more war stories from Irrational. There does seem to be a limitless supply of those. There's a difference between punching up and punching down. You think punching indies is punching down? I don't know, man. I like being indie. I disagree. I mean, I wouldn't make fun of like... Why do you... See, when I talk about indies, why do you assume I'm talking about like people that are struggling? Because there's just as many people struggling in AAA as there are in the indie space. I think that's like a misconception. Punching indies is punching sideways. I think it's easier to make fun of something if you understand it. Like, you can't roast something if you don't know about it. You know what I mean? Part of it is you kind of have to have the insight. Thank you for finding this. I appreciate that. Sweet. You're the man, Mutinix. The Mutix. If I go there, we have to say hi. Alright, Ooh, is this something where I can speak, though? Because that would be ideal. Booth, indie developer booth, food court booth. Yeah, I really want people to play my game while eating. That's my shit. Yeah, I'll look into this. Really making like Diner Dash, but you know, interactive. Oh, where'd my calendar go? Put that, and I put it on Easter Sunday. That's when I'm making decisions about stuff. Because this is far enough off that I can't even start planning it yet. But I gotta remind myself. God damn it. Google. I'm just gonna write myself some notes. You should do this, maybe, question mark. See. Alright. think the entire indie game industry has about 24 people who aren't homeless. I don't know. I mean, it depends. And I know a lot of it is like, I'm in this bubble that's like, when I think of people that went indie, I think of my coworkers and colleagues. I think of like, we were in the trenches together at Irrational, and then like Tynan went off and made RimWorld, and Steve Gaynor left. Honestly, before I kind of got there, really, but like I kind of know Steve Gaynor, and he went off and made Gone Home, and so I live in this bubble of people that like are friends with Ryan Clark and such, and so when I think of indie, I think of indie in that way, which is definitely super different from like, which is definitely way more business focused and way super different from like the scrappy, this is my first game out of college, or I've only ever been indie kind of thing. And I used to, I mean, we're all biased to what we did. I used to always be like, yo, you gotta be AAA first. You can't go from zero to indie. You just don't have the background knowledge. But now, seeing what you guys do and stuff, and just in general, the completely different mindset that you guys have is really refreshing and cool. Even if, I know there's a feeling like, how do I put it? Being a solo developer or being an indie in the way that you're talking about Port Plonky is so much more risky. Last week I met an indie developer who had never seen money in real life, nor food. Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually better, if you think about it. They're more evolved. They no longer need food. They've reached a point, I mean, they've freed themselves from that. And isn't that the real goal, Port Plonky? Do you understand why I want to be that, right? Like, what if we never had to eat? Think of how much more shit you'd get done. And really, like, money, what is money for if you don't need to eat? Like, what can money really get you? It's just paper. A lot of times it's not even paper. Sometimes it's just pixels on the internet. Is it even real? Who knows? Port Boggy, I think what you've met is the ideal human. So, if only we could all be so lucky. Yeah, I'm really big on the food court booth option. You can use money to buy slightly better assets. But what do you need for assets? I mean, if you break down the basic needs, if you don't need to eat, that handles most. Like, that's what is it, Haslow's hierarchy of needs? You know, you got that figured out. What else is it? Like shelter, I think, is in there, yeah. So money can buy you better shelter. But I mean, if you're such an ascended being that you've never seen food and you've made it this long, then I feel like you've got some fundamental things figured out. I feel like you could honestly monetize that knowledge far more readily than any game dev thing. I mean, in reality, they're kind of sitting on the holy grail here. In reality, working in games when you could solve world hunger is insane. I guess I would challenge that person to, I don't know, be better for the world. Though, is that fair? Like, if the gift he wants to give to the world, or she, is game development, I guess you don't have to cure world hunger. That's fine, you could give the world your games. But I gotta level with you. I feel like if you could solve world hunger, maybe you should. Most indie devs I know live in sewers and emerge at night to roam the streets in search of free exposure. Oh yeah. You know, that sounds like the backstory of a superhero, though. Like, do you understand why I'm insanely jealous of that? Like, you've never heard of a superhero that came from a stable life and a good family and shit? No, man. Like, you can't be a hero if you're coming from stability. You gotta really come from the sewers. I think, honestly, if you want to be a superhero, you're gonna have to somehow make sure your parents are murdered, or taken care of in some horrific way. You're gonna have to go through some terrible transformative shit. You probably gotta, yeah, you gotta live in the sewers, man. Like, that's the only way to be a superhero. And isn't that what we want? Superheroes. Hey Jovix, what's up, man? I wish that was more of a joke than it was. I remember when I was a kid, I used to imagine, like, that I was a superhero and that my parents had died horrifically. And it's not because I hate my parents, but it's because, let's be real, like, you're not allowed to be a superhero if you come from a stable home. So I'm sorry, Mom, but you had to get got. It was the only way. I think it's right to... Hey Zuggy, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Happy New Year. I'd like to apologize. I don't know what for, I just feel like I should. I saw Into the Spider-Verse, my god, was that good. This is touching on class tourism, which could be a good topic for an extremely esoteric indie game dev experience, made into twine using only wingdings. Ah! Yeah, I don't know. I feel... Didn't Iron Man come from Stablish? Yeah, but Iron Man dealt with heavy, like, alcoholism and, I don't know if you can pity someone who's dealing with extreme narcissism, but I guess it's a mental health issue, so you probably should. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse was fantastic. Poor Punky, when you're talking about these indie devs, though, it's like, I guess... There's so much less risk when it's not your livelihood, when you have another job. And I know that's frustrating because you don't have time to dedicate to... It's frustrating because you don't have time to dedicate to your passion projects at home and stuff, and indie development is the passion project for a lot of the kinds of people you're talking about, right? But I wish I could show you the immense stress that someone like Alan Hazelden goes through on a day-to-day basis. He doesn't seem to show it in any way, but like what it's like when you actually have to make a living off of your games, and the reality of like, it's not a pretty living. Like, it's minimum wage and you struggle for it and you fight for it and you're worried you're gonna lose it. That makes me... it puts me in a different bucket from people who do this as a hobby, because our concerns are so different sometimes. Because I'm worried, because if Kind doesn't make money, then I have to... I mean, it's not the end of the world, I just have to go get a job again, but to me, that's the end of the world. It's just a... Like, it's not the same. It's like a different kind of indie. I don't know where I'm going with that. In a way, it's kind of more freeing to just to not worry about money because you have a real job, and like work on your games for fun in your free time. In another way, it's insanely frustrating. Oh, I know you're not, poor Funky. I don't know. Iron Man had huge daddy issues, alcoholism, and was a prisoner of war. True. To be fair, I never got into Iron Man until I saw the movies. I didn't read the comics for it. Oh man, Into the Spider-Verse was like... I've never seen something live up to the hype as much as that did. That was fantastic. That was so good. Ars gratia artis. Art for art's sake. had an art director who said the only true form of art, the only true form of expression is something that where you can't possibly make money. Like, he was huge into graffiti art. He thought graffiti art was like the highest form of art because there's no way to make money off of it. You do it because you want to. I'm like, yeah, but you don't get to do it very much. Also, you're damaging property. The range of experience in Oh, Banksy's minted, yeah. Fair enough. So the range of experience for independent game is massive. Solo dev, small team like Molasses Flood, Fulbright, all the way up to full-size studios like Obsidian or behemoths like Bungie. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is indie? That's a conversation that, like, has happened a million times, right? It's also, what does it mean when somebody says they're into indie games? It's completely different. I generally find within the industry, game developers are super into, I mean, you see this a lot. Like, anytime you follow a musician and you look at what they always like something that's like more indie and underground than you've ever heard of. And when you follow that musician, what they like is more indie and underground than that. So I feel like, and you see the same thing in the games industry, whereas every game designer is obsessed with indie games. And then you talk to indie game designers and indie game developers, and they're obsessed with somehow further niche indie games. And it always drills down into like, eventually what inspires them is just some crazy shit. Maybe not even games at all. I mean, everybody has inspiration outside of games, but still. It's always fun. You're only an indie developer if more than 15 of your last 40 meals were pre-opened bags of chips. You want a story from Irrational? We had crunch food. Like, we had the usual, it's not Silicon Valley style like kitchens and shit where you get like a full breakfast bar and all that. But what we did have, like, they had the basics, you know. They had granola because Ken was huge on granola, so we had like actually 20 different kinds of granola. And we had snacks and chocolate and soda and stuff, and we also had Pop-Tarts. And we treated our QA team like, we scaled them up very quickly because we needed to make a QA team very quickly. We didn't have any place to put them. We crammed them into these tiny ass desks upstairs. We called it the floating island upstairs, where it smelled horrible. And there was literally like 30 people to a room for these 2 rooms, and they were jammed in there. And that was like the upstairs area. And there was a kitchen upstairs and a kitchen downstairs. And we always kind of talked about it, how there's definitely less than half as many people upstairs, but they ate twice as much of the food. And we knew they were taking food home and stuff, but it's whatever. It reached a point though where some QA person, we never figured out who, wanted a specific kind of Pop-Tart. And the way that the catering teams, not the catering, like whoever it is that's put the food in the kitchen, would always take all the Pop-Tarts out of the boxes, so all you had was like that foil, and just stack them, because it was the most efficient way to have them. Anyway, this QA person wanted a specific kind of Pop-Tart, and apparently couldn't find it until they'd opened 50 different bags of Pop-Tarts, and then they just left them. Like, they opened almost every Pop-Tart bag up there, found the one they wanted, and then just left. And all the other Pop-Tarts were just there, spoiling. And finally we had to have a talk where it's like, look, we need you to behave like human beings. This is terrible. You're literally wasting all of this food. Don't do this. And the reply was like, if you want us to act like human beings, you need to treat us like human beings. And there was like a whole thing. Anyway, there's no takeaway from that story. Irrational was a complicated place. There was a lot of tension towards the end of that game. Pour one out for the Pop-Tarts, man. Yeah, we had ramen. Shit tons of ramen up there too. On both sides. Hey Cow Home, Happy New Year, man. You weren't there for that, Quat? The Pop-Tart thing? Yeah. I mean, the QA leads tried hard. I'll give it to Tara and Amanda. They fought for their teams. Was it during DLC? I thought it was before the main game, because we were crunching like crazy. But that doesn't mean it wasn't DLC, actually. Maybe it was. I haven't seen many places treat anyone outside of exec well. It's... I got treated real well at Irrational. I loved it there. Like, too well. Like, Crunch ended and I was sad. There's some people that love Crunch. Because there's this thing where... I mean, you reach these moments in a project where it's... They just need you to be there. Like, there's no time. We can't hire someone to do this. You've said that you own the system. You need to own the system. You need to get it done. And, like, it wasn't that bad for me. But, certain jobs, like, say, if you're an engine programmer and the game's in cert, it has to pass cert. You don't really have anything to do, necessarily, while the game's in cert, but you're not allowed to leave the office. You better fucking be there. You'll be working, technically, like... round the clock. They want you to sleep in the office if possible, just because in case it fails cert, somebody's got to be there, kind of thing. So you'll find your life becomes incredibly efficient. Like anytime you go to your producer and you're like, yo, I gotta go home, I need to get my laundry done, your producer will be like, oh, we can help with that, we can take your laundry, we can get it done for you. What do you need? Do you need to sleep? Are you stressed out? We'll bring in a masseuse. We had a masseuse come in at Irrational every Thursday and Tuesday. Like, any reason, anything, if you come up with a reason where you're like, I can't be here anymore, I need to go, your producer will be like, I understand, you seem stressed out. What's stressing you out? What can we do to fix it? There's a problem here. The problem is that you think you need to go. You probably don't. We'll fix the problem. And I kind of loved it. Like... It kind of sucks when you go home and you're like, oh, I gotta do laundry again and feed myself. I didn't have to do this for months. It's not for everybody. It's fun for certain parts of your life. It's good when you're young. I haven't seen any. You banked an entire 401k the entire time you were there, I hope. Okay, so like, no, I didn't have 100% medical, dental, and vision covered. No, like, they don't do that. Oh. No, we don't have a union. No, we don't, whatever, they have the masseuse, the money. But I mean, they paid me pretty well. I'm not mad about how much they paid me. And after Crunch ended, it was actually kind of frustrating. There's this thing I can't explain, which is like, when every single day you know exactly what to do, and you get up and you do it, and your life has meaning and purpose, and everything else has been washed away, and all you have to do is this job, and you become a machine that just does a job, right? And then it ends. And not only does it end, it ends, and they want to do right by you. And they're like, hey, you've been crunching. So I was given, I think it was 7 or 8 weeks off. They're like, you have 7 or 8 weeks and you've got 3 months to use them. Go do stuff. And you go home and you sit and you're like, I don't remember life. Like, what the hell did I used to do? What am I gonna do with this time? Maybe I should go somewhere. And yeah, you get a bonus too, and it's sweet and it's wonderful. I'm not gonna complain. Like, the money was good, the time off was great. But like, it's kind of like a whiplash where you go from working a shit ton to suddenly not working at all, and you're expected to like enjoy that. And most of us, I mean, a lot of people enjoyed it a lot, but there was this brief period of adjustment, right? Like where it would be me and a couple other people that were like had nothing to do at a bar, just drunk for like 2 weeks. That was just miserable. Just because that's how it works, right? Like you're working, and then content lock, and then real content lock, and then done. And there's just like, what do you fucking do? Oh yeah, the people upstairs didn't get that coil. The way QA was treated was a different thing. Though you guys, the counter argument is you guys were paid hourly, whereas like we weren't allowed to use our vacation. We weren't paid any kind of overtime downstairs. We were expected to, I mean, we had mandatory, let me think. It started out mandatory 60 for the year before ship, and it rolled into way more, like mandatory 10-hour days, 6 days a week minimum, I think was what it was. I don't remember. It was years ago now. And you don't get like paid for that downstairs, with the exception of the bonus and the time off after you ship, right? Yeah, well. We didn't get donut bagel Fridays. They fed us. I have no beef with the way they fed us, other than I got fat real fast. Like, they fed... I do miss, like... Initially, there was this one guy that was in charge of the food, and we had, like, a decent spread of food, where I felt like they were worried a little bit about our nutrition. And then he left, and we had, like, the typical Boston guy. And every Friday was Boston Market, and once a week, like... He had what he called Appetizer Day, which all of us in the studio called Brown Day, which was like a table of nothing but fried food. And it was just like, you just sort of, there'd be times I'd eat and I'd sit down and I'd like feel myself sweating, and my sweat smelled like fried food, and I just hated it. But we, like, and they'd surprise us with cupcakes, or, you know, like they feed you. They get more work out of you if they do. When you're crunching. It's not forever. It's just the end bit. I felt pretty well compensated for it. I mean, it's not for everybody. I know I'm making it sound really bad. It shouldn't be mandatory. And it wasn't forever. It wasn't like a death crunch at Irrational. Like it is in some places. And it felt really good when the game did well. It felt justified. And a lot of the time you feel like it's your fault too, is the other thing. It's kind of like you sign up and you there was nothing that I did that I didn't tell people I was going to do, right? And a lot of it is like me trying to slam a bunch of stuff in right before content lock because I really feel like it'll make the game better. I could have not done that, you know. Yeah. And not, I know I shouldn't be fucking talking about crunch because it's one of those topics. Not every studio crunches. Different studios have different, you know, mentalities about these things. You kind of know what you're getting into when you get into a studio. There was nothing I knew exactly what I was signing up for. My first job, I volunteered overtime because it was $10 an hour in New York City. And I didn't have enough to live on yet. Yeah, that'll, And I'm 38 with a wife and a dog. And I want to go home at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, different things are important at different times in your life. If I didn't do that crunching at Irrational and save up that money, because let's be real, it's a combination of you get a really sweet bonus and you haven't had to pay for food for like a couple months, and they'll pay for things like laundry and shit sometimes, you suddenly find yourself with a little nest egg. And I couldn't have gone indie, couldn't have taken the risks I did if it wasn't for Irrational. A young person or just a person who's at a certain place in their life, probably. I mean, it's definitely got like I don't know. That does feel like a cop out because I would say like at Irrational I was probably one of the younger of the crew, like the crew that I hung out with, Elmore and his buddies. I hung out with, because they happen to be local, I hung out with mostly the like engine programmers and stuff. They're not young. They're in their 40s, right? 30, late 30s. How old am I? Yeah, 30. I think they were like, Munson's about 35, 36. The rest are like 40-ish. I never made enough to save much, even with the paid overtime. Yeah. I'm not... We treat QA like unskilled labor, especially the hires that come on at the end. QA is just a completely different topic of conversation. I don't know what to do about it. I have no solution here. I thought it was gross. I think you should hire an outsourcing house for your QA. I don't think you should do the thing where you staff up. It's never smart to intentionally staff up and then staff down with contracts and stuff. I really like what Ghost Story is doing now. Ken's kind of come to terms with how he works and stuff, and they're for their new studio, they have staffed up over the years, but they've done a lot of project hires. They've basically told people at the end of you have this salary, you're paid full time from now until the end of the project. Here's where we project the end of the project to be. We'll update you each year if that changes. It's an experiment they're trying, and it's working pretty well, and people seem pretty happy with it. Because everybody knows. They're like, I am one of the people that are staying, or I'm one of the people that are not staying. I know it up front, I signed it, I agreed to it, I can plan, which I think is the biggest thing. You're in your 40s, you're looking to go part-time and get a bit more balanced. Cat Home, I'll tell you other strategies. Like, I know a lot of people in the games industry or in tech that work, make a shit ton of money in Silicon Valley and then go on vacation for like 2 years. Just take time off to work on personal projects or travel. There's something it can be kind of fun to kill yourself at a company, especially if they're compensating you well for it. And then just take a long ass break, especially if you're planning it. One of the people we hired here right after I left the molasses flood, like, is off one of those trips. He just got back from Africa. Just hung out in Africa for like, which is his dream vacation for the last 6 months. And before that, he had some time off too. I always thought that sort of thing is cool. Taking these kind of long, life-changing trips. I mean, the thing I would say is the thing that sucks is if you're working like a dog and you're not getting compensated for it. That's the thing that's terrible. It's also better to have a neutral take on problems. Putting it in-house equals politics about which things are now problems of perception versus problems of project politics. I'm not sure what you mean, Jovex. Sorry, dude. No, Coil, I left the molasses flood. I'm working on Con full-time. I'm shipping it. It's been a long time coming. I've sort of been planning to do this for a while. I talked with the team. We've been rolling me off the project for the next project, the molasses flood, for the last year. And now what was it? Like, I think in September I officially exited the molasses flood and started working on this full-time. I've been trying to get this funded. It looks like it's probably funded. Maybe, hopefully, don't jinx it. And now I'm gonna be just making this and launching it Q3, Q4 next year. I did the crunch thing for almost a year straight, working on the launch of the Xbox One. I hear in the food situation, it's nearly impossible to keep in decent shape. But not going anywhere or doing anything meant I spent virtually no money for a year except on rent. Yeah, man, they don't talk about that part. You're salaried. You do have to hope that you get you have to hope for a bonus at the end. You have to trust in the bonus. a lot of people get fucked when it comes to being compensated, right? Like, because I was salaried too, but they had said that we would get rev share or bonus of some sort, and a lot of people got fucked. I don't know. It's hard to say. You ended up at the end of the period and you'd think, what did I do with the time? I mean, a lot of it depends. It depends, Cow Home. Different people are different. I mean, you're not alone in that. Doing it in-house equals. I like that you're doing that. Does that mean this is an if statement? Open to much more in-house politics. Oh, yes. I mean, that's important too, right? Oh, this year, not next year, 2019. Not 2020. Oh, God. 2020's got a lot going on. Yeah. So doing things in-house is better if possible because you get... people have so much more buy-in, right? Which is good. Specifically for certain tasks. If you can make somebody understand that they have ownership over something, that's a lot harder to do with an external team. I think it's doable. Like, I want to do that for this project. Like, I want Rick Nath and his team to just own the environments, and I want to advertise that they own the environments. I want it to be a big collaboration between me and Surface Digital, for instance. But it's difficult when you've got, like, there's something... There's benefits to having employees too. Like, I'm not going to do it for kind. I don't want the stress, but there's definitely benefits to being like, you know, you got a job no matter what. Come in today and do the best thing you can for the game today. Experiment, have fun. Whereas when you're contracting and you're charging somebody by the hour, you're way less likely to be playful, to fuck around, to kind of like, I had an idea, I pursued it, it didn't work, but it took a day, so I'm going to charge you 8 hours. Like, and a lot of the more interesting ideas come out of that playfulness, you know what I mean? And I just don't think you can get that in contract work. Not as much. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but that's sort of how, like, when I don't charge people for playing or like experimentation kind of stuff, but I don't do experimentation kind of stuff if I'm doing a contract for somebody, you know? So you need a mix. All right. And that was fun. What were we doing? Where are we with this? This is the problem. I have to stop streaming. Well, one of the reasons why I don't stream a lot is because, like, I have more fun talking to you guys than I do doing work. So these streams end up becoming me having a good time and not getting so much done. Right. So... I think this is a better version. I still think what we need is... So right now he's flying down from there. Let's edit this path still. It's still just not where I want to be. Might be the real problem. You know, I think they say people who like gambling like it because they won the first couple times. There's survivor bias and liking crunch. If you crunched hard and you were compensated for it, which is largely out of your hands because it has to do with how well the game does and how much your company is or isn't going to fuck you. But if you have a good experience with it, then you don't hate it. But you're right, a lot of people have a bad experience. You shouldn't feel guilty, Cowhome. I enjoy being distracted. If I wasn't willing to be distracted, I wouldn't be streaming. Like, I thought about streaming yesterday, but I was getting work done, so I didn't. You know what I mean? Which is bad. I said I'd always stream on Mondays, but I think I'm going to soften on that. And just stream Mondays when I feel like it. Well, all I'm doing here is I'm manipulating the XYZ coordinates of this particular arc of how this character is going down, and I don't really have a plan. So if you feel like you have no idea what I'm doing, I just want you to know you're not alone. Most of the time I got no idea what I'm doing either, so this is something we're both feeling. Today feels like a Monday. Do normal people work today? I don't think normal, like, don't people have today off? So it should feel like a Sunday, right? Or do people get yesterday off? Or do people get both off? I haven't had a job where I've worked for somebody else in about 5 years. I don't know how things work anymore. Time is now an illusion. I don't know how weekends go. Yeah, it's a holiday. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Some of your friends worked yesterday. Depends on the time zone. Oh, that's true too. I forget. A lot of people here are not American, Brazilian, or whatever. Wait, so in the UK it's going on 11 p.m., right? Australians are working because in Australia it's tomorrow. Poor Ponky, I'm just not that good at math, man. I need you to break that down. I'm gonna have to do it like elementary school style. I have this many apples. If I take this many apples away. It's a holiday in the UK. Yeah, alright. I mean, I gotta start getting into... I'm scared that my sleep schedule got all jacked. Because I got back from Santa Fe and somehow slipped worse. I'm in a place where I'm waking up at like 11 to noon. And then today I woke up at like 1 because of the new year. And I need to get into a normal waking... I need to be conscious when other people are. Especially because like Rick specifically is in the UK and is a morning person. So either I shift my sleep such that I never see the sun and I'm like, I could shift it so far. Rick is a morning person. What would this take? Let me think this through. Okay, so like 9 a.m. in the UK is what time here? This is high risk. I shouldn't even be considering this. If I could wrap it around so I'm just completely nocturnal. Like, I'd like to be there when he starts his day. and then wake up when he ends his day. And then the sun will never set for us, right? Like, he'll be working along and then he'll hand off things to me. Then I'll integrate them. Or should we be working at the same time? That would require me to get up at 4 a.m. Which might be worthwhile to just have a night where I stay up through. That's not the worst idea. That is probably the worst idea. I need to not do this. This is a terrible idea. Why are you guys not protesting? If you have 3 apples and you give 2 apples to your friend, what do you have? A friend. You're cute. Sleep till 2, stay up till 5. Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. I scheduled a podcast with Rami, and I'm trying to work this out in a way that makes sense, because, like, Rami's in the Netherlands, and Chris Light's in Santa Fe, and everything went to shit anyway, because, like, he lost internet. So I don't know if we even have that podcast. But so I'm trying to be, like, split the difference, come up with something that works for everybody, and instead Rami's like, oh no, you don't understand. I don't wake up until 7 p.m. in Netherlands time. So now I'm not just adjusting to Netherlands time, I'm adjusting to, like, Rami's weird fucked up version of Netherlands time. Because that man is beyond time zones, I think. He just travels too much. Humans need sunlight. I know, I prefer it. I'm definitely a more cheerful person when it's not winter. But let's be real, this is Boston. There will be no sun soon. Today was beautiful. But starting in about 2 weeks, the long dark begins, and then there's no sun for, like, till about GDC. Usually I barely make it home from GDC. I grumble for a week or 2, and then the sun comes back. Like, it's just bad here. Okay, what was I doing? Yes. All right. We're gonna take, how long have I been streaming? It's an hour and a half to do a very simple task. I'm having fun now. I don't want you guys to feel guilty. This is way more fun for me, because the reality is if I wasn't streaming, I would do fuck all today. This day would have been a total waste. Alright, so another thing I need. So I want that scene where... So the idea, right? If you look at this little... What can you guys see? Can you even see what I'm seeing? Yeah, you can, right? This down here. Boom, kind of. There. You can see all of it. So what I want is... I'll just play it. You're here. You zoom out to here. And then maybe like a bing, or I don't know, like a exclamation point, some shit. And then he jumps off. And what I need is that scene where he jumps off. So let's do that. Let's make that scene where he jumps off. And I don't think I want it to be a separate file. I want to put it in this file, but yeah, let's just do it in this file. So I'm still going to keep it a separate skeletal mesh. I want it to be relative to the root. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say should I put it before all this? Yeah, I don't want to mess with the timing. So we're just going to slip this back even further. This is going to be from frame negative negative 2 to... How long is this? Right now. Back to him. So this is 85. need about 85 frames, 90 frames to be safe, so let's go with negative 270 to negative 175. Is that right? No, that's how things work. Negative 185. Yeah, that's 95 frames, right? Did I do the math? Am I this bad at math? It's probable. All right. Close enough. 85 frames. Whatever. It'll do. So here, we'll just make it 300. There's no harm to having too many. So, what are we gonna do? So, let's save this time range. I want to see this time range again. Come on. Crap. Why are you doing this? Go here. Oh, what are you? Why can't you just be? Is there more than one? Where did you go? I just want you to dock. Why is there another thing there? God, and where'd you... Oh, there it goes. Okay. Huh. Weird. Let's never ask why that happened. It's working, and that is what is important. So... Where were we? I should get zero everything out, but my tools are all jacked. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be a scene where we pan out. I suspect this won't be... I might have to do like a 2D animation for this. Well, let's do it in 3D for now. Figure it out later. Let's say your deal is... I don't know how much this I'm actually going to have. call this Quat unlocked. Oh, Quat unlocked. Jumping body. I have no idea what we're gonna get here. So let's try some things here. All right, so that's already parented under this. Let's bring in that animation we just exported. Where are we here? Art source cinematics. Quat unlocked. Where did you go? Quat unlocked jumping body. You don't exist. There it is. I was just impatient. Okay. So I'm gonna add, sorry, I'd show you guys, but it's really hard to like not do this with two monitors. That's unlocked jumping body. So just brought this here. All right, so let's see here. Zoom out. All right, I don't want him to immediately jump. Let's just slide that back a bit. Properties. Pre-infinity constant. I export them just as the skeletons. No gory. You could do it either way, it wouldn't matter. But the tool I wrote basically takes the referenced in file, dupes just only the skeleton, and then exports that as selected for FBX. And it's just the way I wrote it, just to keep the files as small as possible. So before... No, you're still there. Alright, so let's check out the tab in here. That's a little too long of a pause. Slide that a bit, try again. Hey, what the hell? Why are you just straight up not showing up? import this? Okay, so another problem we have here is that this is turned, I'm guessing. For cinematic reasons, yeah. Alright. So let's move some things around here. Okay, let's take all of this. Let's take the entire jump. Move it way later. So we've got that pause we want. Let's have it go basically I just want you to go almost straight up initially. I'm doing this wrong. I should just I want you to do is be turned, I'm guessing 17 degrees. Is that where we were at? 17, yep. Okay. So you're turning this way. That's just where you are. Alrighty. What's that just doing? Yeah, okay. Bring that in. And another thing I would do is, I have that turn in this, I don't need it here. Right? Maybe? Oh shit, maybe I do. Oh god, what? Did I delete it? Alright. Okay, so I was wrong about the angle. That angle was for this, so what I actually need is what's 180 plus invalid input plus negative, oh god damn it, 180 minus 136, so I actually need 44 degrees. And 17 degrees this way. That doesn't look the same, does it? Did I fuck something up here? I mean, the answer to that is yes. The answer to that is also, how can I picture the fix? Were you supposed to be tilted this way? Yeah, you were. Okay. Got the problem. The problem is... Why are you in minus new timeline? I think it's interesting that human beings seek to understand. Hey, Princessa. I think I usually start a scene at 0, and then, you know, things happen. Scenes grow, get longer, shorter. What 0 is changes. All things are relative. I'm also just, I don't really give a shit about the numbers. Because I can specify the timeline ranges, and it all just starts from 0 as far as the engine is concerned anyway. Let's see if that looks right. No, that looks hella not right. Super duper not correct. Oh, do I still have like a rotation on here maybe? No? Shit, what the fuck? Was that the way it was before? Where's my video? Okay, so this is where it was when we started. That is a silhouette that looks like Quat. This is not a silhouette that looks like Quat. This looks like it. I don't know. Something else. Damn it. Real lot. What is the way in which I fucked it up? I should emulate this in Maya, like, somehow. Guess and check. This is the dumbest way to work. Nah, man, there's no reason. Oh, that's a huge downgrade. Is it? Well, I don't know. I mean, does it look like Quat? Does it look like a mysterious shadowy figure? getting better. So, a little more pause. Way further out. Way further out. Like, even though we're faking it, like, let's take this guy. Because no one's going to see past about here. No, we're not seeing it at all. Where are you? Oh, we are. You're that tiny speck. That's cute. Okay. Too far. Translate. Also, I need you to move that way. A lot. Like a lot. Try that. Hey Marcos, what's up, dude? You're Brazilian, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. Shit. Should have thought about that. I have no idea where you're from. Talking about how I wanted to do an Argentinian. My bad. I know it's very important to get that right because of football, which is basically modern warfare as far as South America is concerned. I believe there's some kind of like football reason why you absolutely should not mix up certain countries. In particular. Cool. Yeah, that's fair. I was talking to somebody earlier about how I wanted to speak somewhere in South America. And it looks like there's a conference that is like a pretty big deal in Brazil. I'm gonna see if I can wiggle into it, if they'll have me. That's the only reason I brought it up. I need to cheat this a little. Maybe not. Does that look good? Let's see. Let's actually play the game, shall we? Let's play the game, look at what we got here. To get to this particular place, I kind of need to hack it. So I'm gonna find my save files. Okay. I'm gonna record this. Oh, sorry. Did you guys hear the audio? No, you don't. Okay, good. Right. And we gotta fix the camera on that side. And get rid of this. Okay, so we got some structural shit to fix. That'll be fast. So, well, it'll be mindless. And that's what we need today. Let's start out the new year, you know, easy. On the mind. So, this. I think that one's cute. You know, I'm weirdly proud of this one. I kind of want to show you. I don't know if you were here earlier. This is the unlock for Euler. I have fun. So anyway, here's what we're gonna do. Right. Fix the camera. That's what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, this is weirdly irritating. And what I have to do, I don't have a solution for this. Oh yeah, Stay Thirsty has a beard now. Thank you. This is definitely like... No comment. You should take compliments well. I appreciate that you believe that this is good animation. I would encourage you to check out Into the Spider-Verse. And I don't know, perhaps some of the incredible animation that's being done in the industry right now. But sure, I'll take it. So this is... There's limit. It's good animation for half a day by one person. Oh man, Remarch. It's just everything about Into the Spider-Verse. It's like somebody sat down and was like, how can we just Animation, especially in film, has been stagnant, in my opinion, for a really long time. Mostly everybody's looking at Pixar, and there's people that do interesting things. Like, you see it sometimes in commercials, and you definitely see it in commercials. You see interesting 3D animation techniques in games and such, but you never see it in feature films, not really. And then, like, they did that. They made a feature film that's got completely new rendering techniques. It's got completely new animation techniques in it, and it's got like throwbacks to literally Looney Tunes and anime and every field of animation. Like, it was definitely some animator's dream project. I don't know enough about that. Like, everyone said it was good, and I was like, whatever, you're hyping it. And then I checked it out, and it was that good. Like, it was so good. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to frame by frame every scene in that movie. I haven't felt that way in a long time. I don't know how to explain it. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful, and it's like, I guess a little bit I'm into the meta of it too, because I remember when they introduced Miles. And at the time I was kind of mad. Like, so Marvel had a problem that they realized about 9 years ago, where the comics became a lot more serious, and they grew up with the readers, and they became like really heavy, dark stories. But it reached a point where you couldn't like give a kid a modern comic, right? You couldn't take a kid into a comic book store and let them read anything and know that they were okay. In fact, you couldn't really give kids almost any comics. Like, Marvel aged up way too much, and so Disney bought them, and they're like, Disney's locked down the little girl market. They want to lock down the little boy market. They thought Marvel was a good way to do it. They bought Marvel, and they introduced the idea of Miles, and this is very constructed. Like, they basically rebooted Spider-Man in a way that would do really well in the South American audience. They made him, in the comics, he was South American, and because they had several goals. They're like, comics are about to explode in South America. We really want to move into this market. We want to make something that's also, we want to capture kids again. And it didn't feel creative. It felt like a series of decisions created by bean counters at first, but it ended up being a pretty good comic series. And then the artists took that and made a film out of it. It's just like the Miles backstory and the storyline. And I think most of this film in particular is, I don't know if it closely follows the actual canon of the universe. But my God, like, I can't hype it enough. It's so good. Like, it's advancing the medium. In a medium that I think a lot of people didn't even realize how stagnant it's been for a long-ass time. And I mean, like, I'm not kidding when I say commercials are always doing interesting things. Like, where's that? Like, here, I saw this on TV. If it'll load. Maybe it will. Wait, what the shit is this? Like, here's an animated style that you don't see in feature films, really. Different proportions, kind of different look. Still kind of pushing on weird, interesting hair. Still feels very Pixar in some ways, because you can only push so much away from the familiar. But basically, Pixar, everyone's chasing Pixar. Pixar says what to do, and everybody does it. Except for Into the Spider-Verse, which had no fucking rules. Like, completely new. Just beautiful. I love it. It's good. It fills me with joy. Okay. What was I doing? I was fixing this camera. The way we do this is a little bit dumb. So we're just gonna copy and paste. Are we gonna paste? We're not gonna paste today. We're not even gonna do that. Okay. We're gonna get to the file camera. Copy, paste, copy, paste. All right. from there to here. This can't be right. Hell's this? Quat unlocked. Looping. Yeah, there we go. Paste. Okay. I saw the thread the other day of a man with his 9-year-old daughter's help recreating Spider-Verse trailer using cel-shaded animation. Beautiful. Man, there's been so much fan art about it's inspired so many people. It's such an inspiration. I love it. It's great. It's also just David versus Goliath. It's so nice to see somebody not be Pixar. Just not push in that direction for a feature film. You wanna know, I'm gonna have a hard time saying this one. Hey Michael, what's up, dude? What's that, I always forget the name of this short because it's very long. And there's so much good shit you see coming out of schools that just never makes it. And there's so much good shit that's not coming out of schools, but there's one in particular. I keep saying, typing in words till it shows up. Devil. I swear to God, why do I never remember the name of this thing? Animated shorts. Ugh. I shouldn't have made that noise. It's just like when you look up best animated shorts, it all looks the same to me. Where the fuck is that one? It's like a sketchy style. God, it came out years ago. This one. Yeah. Blackwater Gospel. This inspired me so much when it came out. I loved it. I think I've probably talked about it on stream before. Like, it looks 2D-ish. It's kind of a combination of 2D and 3D. Look at these models. What the crap? I always thought The Walking Dead should push in this direction from Telltale. I wonder if this inspired them, because it does kind of... I mean, it obviously inspired me. The way this is modeled is a huge part of like how I came up with the idea for Kine. Like the way you pull the planes off the character and stuff. I obviously didn't push as far in this direction, but Anyway, yeah, not everything in the world should be looking like Pixar. Some stuff, you can do 3D stuff that looks totally different. That's all I'm saying. Where are we? Oh, you knew it would be Blackwater Gospel? Yeah, I think I've said it before. I would love it if, oh, I don't know, like a game that looked entirely like that all the way through might be a bit fatiguing. But I feel like that's gotta have inspired Telltale at some point, because I feel like there's stuff kind of pushed in that direction. Hey, middle development, what's up, dude? Kind of dislike it when the sketch lines that you'd expect to be on the canvas are on the textures that are on the polygons. Yeah, I could do that. Psychonauts? I don't know. I mean, Psychonauts was fun and playful in a different way. They're not going for like the shaded outliney stuff. I think their stuff's like, I mean, look at Psychonauts. Let's look at Psychonauts too. I can open these assets. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. I only really have like these 4 characters back when I was working on them. But I mean, it's painterly, it's whimsical shapes. It's an exploration of shapes, which I think you saw in the first one too. They were really big on pushing shapes and stuff. I wouldn't say they're pushing like weird shading techniques and textures, right? They're definitely pushing for something different. I don't think I'd compare them to Blackwater Gospel. And they're definitely very playful, no doubt. I think that's their jam, being super playful. I've said this before, but I feel like there's a cult of personality at Psychonauts. On this whole team, everybody that works at Double Fine is funny as hell. Like, you're not allowed to enter the premises if you can't make good jokes. They're all so charismatic. I kind of don't like the trench coat. I bet there's a reason they went in that direction. I just like change. Yes, I feel you very much. You haven't heard me talk about this before? Well, I mean, I worked a bit on Psychonauts too. One of my YouTube videos is showing off some of the work I did for them. They were a fun team. Oh, I'm sorry, development. We were mostly just hanging out, man. Welcome to the party. We've reached the, I'm just scrolling through, you know, this is just most of my life actually, is just should be working, am not, instead am on some website scrolling. Could be Reddit, could be Google Images, could be Pinterest, could be Twitter. Mostly it's just amazing that I don't have some kind of repetitive stress injury and whatever it is that scrolls the mouse wheel. I liked Paperman. I thought it was beautiful. I mean, it's definitely a Pixar style though, right? Like here, I'll pull that up again. I mean, it was beautiful. Like all their work is beautiful. But they've got a look, and there's nothing wrong with that. Pixar is pushing the industry and they do so many amazing, incredible things, and I love them, but it's also just nice to see something that doesn't look like it was made by Pixar. And I feel like here they're definitely experimenting with 2D and 3D a bit. I liked it. And it is different because for a while they were definitely pushing in the their 3D was definitely pushing away from this and into interesting hair dynamics. They got really into hair for a while. They were definitely pushing tech, because a huge part of what they do too is they push tech with all of their films. But, so yeah, I don't know, I liked it. But let's not put that in the same level as Into the Spider-Verse, alright? Oh, okay. Cool, nuggery. Oh yeah, I don't know. I just really liked Backwater Gospel. Not, I just like the look of it. I just liked that it was so super different at the time. I thought it was brilliant. It's like 10 minutes. There's so many beautiful 10-minute things that are made around the world. And it never gets translated into a feature film. Which is like, you need it to be translated into a feature film before it can go into a game. Because like, you need to test the waters a bit. Be like, is this cool? Step one. You do that with like a short. Like Pixar does that all the time. Prove out your tech, make sure it looks cool. And then, is it cool and not fatiguing to the eyes? Can somebody watch it for a film for like an hour or two that uses that shading technique, that whatever new thing is that you're doing? And if so, then you can kind of put it into a game. Because there's styles that are beautiful and interesting, but like games are usually a couple hours. And certain styles that are kind of brilliant and interesting in a Twitter GIF are like super fatiguing if you're staring at them for hours on end. Plus, just games have more constraints. I remember watching a GDC talk about one of the 3D fighting games, I forget which one. It was a big exploration of creating 2D anime-esque effects using 3D models, particularly stretching, squashing 3D models from frame to frame to create deformation. Yeah, Japan does some really cool shit for this, right? They're always pushing cel-shaded stuff. I mean, partly because they have their own voice in a huge way in anime, right? And they've always been big on pushing 2D, 3D. I don't really like Persona at all, but that's another interesting example where like, check out the Persona trailer. I played an hour of this game and I don't know what the fuck this game is. I don't get it. I didn't get to the part where you fight it all. Still wander around the city. Like, it's weird. But, goddamn, does it have a style, right? And this is all cutscenes. To be fair, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game too. But just nothing but style. The game hits the vibe that this trailer has. Though, I do feel like I'm just kind of showing you a film now. Let me show you, like, Persona 5 gameplay? Yeah, like, check out... Wait, is this... Are you actually gonna play the game? You're just gonna be real... The UI is what I'm getting at here. Like, check out this UI. What the hell is this? What is this UI? They have a style, they have an aesthetic that's interesting and different. I dig it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the game at all. It's the sad part. I have no idea what the hell that game is. I don't know what you can do. Alright, what was I doing? Not allowed to leave till I finish what I was doing. Right, yes. Okay, so when you... Right, so the big problem now is I still have that thing that turns the camera around when you finish up with Quat. Let's just not do that. Let's just not do that. Fuck it. And then it should just lerp out normally. Let's record that. Let's see what we got. What? We can't. Right. I gotta hack the save. to learn to stop cursing if I'm gonna make it in this industry. I don't even realize it 100% of the time. Oh god. Alright, I'm fixing my save. Where are you? Get a swear jar. I have to realize that I need to put money in the swear jar. You need somebody to call you out. That's what makes the swear jar effective. Oops, no, I don't need to do that. Where did you go? The fuck was that? And now what are we doing? Okay, well, this is unacceptable. Do I want you to be annoying? Yeah, go for it. I'm here because of your swearing on the UE4 Facebook stream. Yeah, Gaia, that was a mistake. You realize that was a huge opportunity for me because, like, if they had, usually they take those videos and they put them on, like, YouTube and Vimeo and stuff, and then, like, thousands and thousands of people watch it. And I'm glad that you were there and you saw it live and stuff, but, like, I could have had, you know, like, 40,000 people see me talk about Kine. And instead I had, like, 500 people see me talk about Kine because they can't put it online because I cursed the whole damn time. Set your phone. No, they can't upload it. I mean, like, they'd have to bleep it. It'd be, oh man, like, I feel it. Let your phone react to fuck instead of Google or Siri. That's funny. Oh, don't worry about it, guys. It's not a big deal, man. It's my fault. Next time, I will remember that. That's what you get if you can't show class on a stream. But I'm glad you're here. At least it had positive effects for one person. So, right, well, where are all the problems? Let's look at that again, because that was highly confusing. What did we mess up? It's almost as though we, like... Did we break everything? We broke everything. The hell? I'm not sure how I did that. At some point I slid around some keys in a weird way, maybe. Okay, so you're here, and then you jump to what I can tell is like totally the wrong thing. No, that looks right. That doesn't. Nor does that. So maybe I just accidentally added 2 keys. Doesn't seem right, but... Oh god, no, that's not right at all. Wait, I have the... So where you're supposed to be is -13. Okay. Oh, well, that's cute. Weird. Do you see how in the background Rue's blinking out right there? Let's fix that real quick. That's about right. Later, Nuggery. Sleep tight, man. Alright, so... Oh, this is cool. Check this out. They have interframe interpolation that you can, like, fuck with live. Like, you watch the interframe interpolation. This is a single frame, and that's cool. Sorry. I didn't know they did that. I've never zoomed in that far. Okay, what else was I needing to fix? Okay. Okay. So what else can we do here? First, this idea that we have to stop this, let's just not. Let's definitely kill this concept. That'll stop the drum from jumping into bind pose and flipping around. Oops. Stop recording. What were other basic problems? Yeah, there was some other... Here is when I updated the objects. This is the... I see. So you saw certain levels were being raised and lowered, and that was because that was necessary for the previous camera angle. It's not necessary for the new camera angle, so... Because we're just not doing that with Rue. So we're gonna get rid of this, and the place where we're... Here is where before I was hiding certain levels in order to make the view work. We're just gonna not do that anymore. Whoopsies. Over here. Yeah, I think that'll fix the biggest bugs I saw. Stop doing that. Nah, sorry, I gotta fix the save so we can look at it. The game field looks massive. I'm not sure what you mean, like the game. It's about a 5-hour game. So as far as games go, it's not massive. As far as games by one person goes, it's probably a little more aggressive than it should have been. Oh, what you gonna do? Okay. I think I'm probably happier with that. I think that's probably a better cutscene. Let's look at that. Where are you? There you are. I mean, it's obviously going to need a polish pass with more than just me. I need to clean up that animation. I need to do a lot of... Once we get the environment art going, there's going to be some thought there. She needs like a sad face. I need to get the emotion system in. That's going to be a big thing I do in the month of January. It's probably my biggest task for the month of January. But this, I think, is a better starting spot. I'll show that to Rick and he'll probably riff on the environments a bit, figure out what that should look like. Probably need to do some weird lighting stuff, I don't know. We have to come up with like a unified style for all the little cutscenes. Probably it'll tie into the art direction for the UI and everything. This month is going to be fun. I cannot wait to work with somebody else. Because I'm tired and there's a lot to figure out. We're gonna get this game done, guys. This is gonna be the end of the stream, though, because I feel like we completed a chunk of work somewhat slowly, but it's done, so hey. I feel like this is a good stream stopping point. Also feel like I wish this was on Perforce. So if you guys want to hang out or anything, let me know. I got a bit of time to kill before I go. Don't know what I'm doing for dinner yet. Cinematics. I think I might start on the emotion system tonight after dinner. Oh god, I have no food. I might order dinner. I think everybody in the world fell asleep. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Well, this has been another stream. First stream of the year. I hope you guys have a wonderful 2019. And a wonderful night. Peace. Oh, wait, no, nope, nope. Nope, don't do that. We should host somebody. Don't go. Hang out. I think I saw William jumped online. How do things work? Do things work? Things do work. William Cheers here. Everybody, William Cheers closing out his game. Go hang out with him. Wish him the best of luck. He needs it. He's working in spreadsheets and shit. It sounds terrible. I'll probably hang out there for a couple minutes too. So I'll see you guys there. Peace.